Okay, so it's 12, so let's get started. So if you've never used Office 365, this is great for you. And if you do use Office 365, I'm gonna show you how you can leverage everything that you get with it. So let's jump right in. So with Office 365, what you get is a suite of apps that you can use. So here are some of the apps, some of the more important apps. These help you with collaboration, communication, file storage. So technically, what is Office 365 and how can it help you? So with Office 365, you have access to services from anywhere and anytime via the browser. So you have online solution to accessing multiple services in a single cloud environment. We have Outlook, email exchange, Office applications such as Word Online, Excel Online, PowerPoint, and OneNote. Um, we have file storage through OneDrive, which is Microsoft's cloud storage solution, because we all use cloud storage here and there, Dropbox, Google Drive. So this is OneDrive, Microsoft's integrated solution for Office 365. Then we have SharePoint. SharePoint is the storage and collaboration platform by Microsoft. We're going to go into that a little bit too. SharePoint is very important. So you get SharePoint Online with Office 365 too. And we get Link, which is now Skype for Business. That's a communication. You can host meetings and talk to people, communicate with people in-house and outside your organization. It's a great tool. And we also get Yammer. Yammer is something new by Microsoft, and we'll get to that. It's the social platform for Office 365. So essentially all you have to do is log on with an Office account, and you have access to all your files for sharing and collaboration through OneDrive for Business, or if you're using SharePoint in your lists or libraries. Then you have your SharePoint sites through SharePoint, so SharePoint Online. You have your team sites. You can work on your tablet. You can work on mobile. And you have access to everything, excuse me, from just about anywhere you're working. Just make sure you have signal. You can't work without that. There's also new features available on Office 365, such as Delve and videos. So we're going to go into Delve. We're going to go into Office Graph and, excuse me, Power BI, and also Yammer. I don't want to forget about Yammer too. We're going to go into that too. So let me show you the actual benefits of Office 365 and what you get with certain plans. So Office 365 is made for a variety of businesses. This is essentially the small, medium business plans that you get. We have Business Essentials, the very limited but very efficient option. So we have email, 1 terabyte of file storage, video conferencing. We also get Office Online, so you get the Office suite, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, OneNote. Then we have Office 365 Business and Business Premium, so you get a little bit more with that. You can, for example, install Office onto your PC or Mac and use and sync with Office Online. You get more features and functionalities depending on which option you choose, and it's really great. It's because it's built for your specific organization or organization size and what you actually need. So you can actually choose sort of the perfect option. You don't want more, you don't want less, you just want that right in the middle option, and you get that with Office 365. And they also have enterprise solutions. or options for bigger businesses. So you get all your email, unlimited email storage, advanced email with archiving. You get cloud solutions for calling analytics through Power BI and Delve Analytics, Office Graph, in-place advanced discovery, and you also get security and all these options straight from the cloud. And the best part is that you technically don't have to maintain the servers because they're from Microsoft. So all you have to do is get your users to your online portal, your Office 365 home, and they can start using it, start sharing, start collaborating, increase business efficiency. So everything is available through cloud, and you don't really have to do a lot of maintenance, which is the best part. So this is for, so Office 365 is for small businesses, medium businesses, and large businesses, one of a kind, and it's really beneficial. So if you're looking to actually buy Office 365 or have plans to, we're offering a discount. So if you get it now, you get a discount of 10%. The discount code is QKO365, and our sales contact is Sary, S-A-R-Y, at QKGroups.com. Go ahead and send your requirements, and we'll definitely help you out with that, and use a discount code and get that 10% discount. So let's jump into the Office 365 demo. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right into my environment now. So this is my Office 365 home page. Now, essentially, I can make my home page to whatever I want. Ideally, it would be my calendar or email, because that's sort of the first thing that I check when I'm in the office. Emails, check my calendar. But here we have, I want to show you what you get and the ease of access of your apps in Office 365. So we have our online suite, so Word, Excel, PowerPoint, like I said, and then we have mail, calendar, we have contacts, Yammer, newsfeed. So in here we get all of our apps, and we can also install Office Suite to work on our devices. So for example, for my laptop, if I wanted to install Office 2016, I can go ahead and do that. The latest version of Office, which has a lot to offer too. So let's go in and see. One of the things that you would use the most is mail. So Outlook, we have mail here, and so this is one of the most important features of Office 365, because we spend at least 30 to 40% of our work time in our emails, sending emails, reading emails, going over and scouring our old emails. So if you use Outlook, then you're pretty familiar with the overall layout. It's essentially similar, but it's simplified to help you spend less time searching through emails, and more time actually getting what you want. The ability to see the content precisely, and it simplifies what you see and the emails that you search for, instead of having to waste time. So here we have our emails, and we can go through our emails. I send emails out. I get emails from whenever I'm uploading something to Office 365, SharePoint Online, or videos, or Delve, or anything. I can set it up so I can get emails too. For example, I uploaded a video, so here's my email that I received saying that my video was uploaded. So it's very integrated. All the apps are integrated within the environment for you to essentially work conveniently and efficiently. So here we have our profile picture, and it's made to add a little bit of a socialization too, because it helps productivity, and it's just a more familiar and friendly layout. So we get our icons. So everything's essentially the same functionality for when you're using Outlook on your desktop. You can interact and insert things that are stored in, for example, OneDrive for Business. This in a way replaces attachments to emails. And one of the new features for Office 365 Outlook, well, actually it was integrated a while back, but not a lot of people know about this. You can actually manage add-ins for your Outlook, whether it's the Outlook app or it's OWA. It's on Office 365. You can add in new apps that you can essentially use and enhance the way that you work with emails. You have apps for templates. You have all these apps that can help you out: Yelp, Finding Time, Evernote, Uber, DocuSign. So you have all these apps that you can use to essentially enhance the way that you use emails. And they're made, for example, suggesting events or meetings. You can send somebody an email that has the time and date of a meeting, and when the person receives it, it'll show them in their email that it'll suggest the option to make an event or a meeting based off the keywords that it found in that specific email. And these all work for different devices. You can use it on your iPad or Word Online. You can add Bing Maps, LinkedIn contacts, and so much more. So you also get these subtle but immensely important features to help you sort of use emails more efficiently and get more out of it. So essentially, you have all these add-ins and some new things. Some helpful things they've added in is groups. Essentially, groups is a new feature in Office 365, which I will go over. It's a new way to collaborate with a specific amount of people for specific projects and such. So we'll go over that later. Clutter is something new that I want to go over right now. Clutter is basically what Clutter allows you to do is it goes through your emails, and it sees important relevant emails for you. If it sees something that it thinks is not relevant, for example, then you'll see it in your clutters folder. But you have to use this. You have to use Outlook for a while, so that way it gets used to which. It basically learns from your habits. If you think that an email from, let's say, Tom, I don't want to discriminate against any Toms, but if Tom's sending you a lot of junk mail or mail that's not that important to look at right now, and you place it into the clutter folder, then in the future, whenever Tom sends you mail, it'll go directly to clutter. And if you think that a specific mail should not be in clutter, you can move it back to inbox, and it'll learn. So next time it won't put that mail from, let's say, your boss in clutter. Instead, it'll move it to inbox. If you get any webinar emails, or if you're subscribed to newsletters, then sometimes things can go into clutter, but you can move it to inbox and teach essentially Outlook or clutter that this is an important mail, and it should be in the inbox, and it'll learn from you. So this is essentially a really great way to have important emails in your inbox without having to go through and see 50 different emails from non-important or emails that you really don't need to look at right now, essentially. So this was Outlook for Office 365. It's really great how they've done this and how they've added all these new little things that it really can help you work better, work more efficiently, and just make things more convenient. So when we're talking about Outlook, we're also talking about Calendar, but for Office 365, it's a little bit different. So this is my calendar, and you can access it through your apps here. So this is the bar suite, and here we have all our apps that you can go to directly from any. So if I'm on SharePoint or Yammer or Power BI or Delve, I can just click here and I can go to any app that I want from any different app that I'm currently in. So this is Calendar. So here Calendar is an app, and while it may be attached to Outlook in Office 365, it's very independent. As we know in previous versions of Outlook, or if you're using Outlook on your desktop or your phone, Calendar is right there with that app. They're both integrated. They're both the same. For example, if you're using SharePoint, you have a SharePoint calendar. If you're using Outlook, then you have an Outlook calendar. But in Office 365, our calendar is more independent than it previously was, and it's also tied to Exchange. So we get a lot of different benefits. But it's also linked to in Office 365, it's linked to SharePoint and Groups and Delve and Yammer. So Calendar is used for so much more than just Outlook. But essentially, the user interface is the same, and we can quickly set up meetings, see other people's calendars. We can add calendars. We can share our calendars. We get searching within your calendar. We have groups again. Excuse me. And then we have print. You can print out monthly view, your work week, your schedule for the day. So it makes it really easy to keep a track of all your events or your meetings, and it really simplifies organization. And so one of the things is Skype for Business with it. So Outlook and Skype, they're all communication tools in essence. Right along with Outlook, so it's made for you to share, collaborate, and work easily with others too. So part of that is Skype for Business, and for Skype, we can actually integrate our. So this is the Skype app that I have installed on my desktop, and you can. Let me go back to my Office 365. You can when I said you can download the Office suite, you also get Skype with it. So here's Skype for Business. So I can download and install Skype for my desktop, and I can use it and connect it to my Office 365 environment. So I can chat with people straight from my link. So essentially, this is what it was. Link. It was the Microsoft solution, and now it's called Skype for Business. So it comes from Link. I'm sure you've heard about it before. It's just basically been rebranded and repackaged as Skype for Business. In sync with OneDrive for Business. Skype for Business allows small to big companies alike and organizations to communicate with users in-house or externally, and you can even host meetings in-house and with external users. Link Basics, you have, or Skype Basics now, you have conversations via chat or video. It's easier to organize people, even those from outside your organization. So you can add contacts from outside your organization if they're using Skype. Let me just show you, if you don't know how to do that, I can show you how to do that. this is add contact. You just click add contact, and you can add contacts who are not in your organization, if they're using Skype for Business, Skype, other. So essentially, Skype is meant to allow you to host your conferences and your meetings. And let's say if we're partnered with a lot of companies like Nintex and APoint and Microsoft, and if I wanted to talk to a Microsoft employee about some service, or if we're hosting a webinar or collaborating, then I can talk to them via Skype for Business, and we can set up a meeting and video to video conference with many people. It's even integrated into your calendar. Excuse me. So when you're setting up a meeting, you can set up a conference, or let's say sales meeting. You can add in all your information, but above here you see it says Skype meeting. You just click on Skype meeting and add Skype meeting, and it'll add a online meeting information, so that way when you send whoever you're going to be in the meeting with, all they have to do is click on the join online meeting. It'll take them to Skype for Business, or open up on their Skype on the desktop, and you can input a conference ID and everything. So essentially, it's all integrated to make it easier for you to use all of its services via Office 365. For Skype, it's the same too. You can use it in Office 365. You can use it on your desktop, and you can set up meetings and attach Skype meetings in your calendar. So you can use Skype to make phone calls, receive calls, and this is in enterprise, so you get your security and your management, so you can manage who can do what and where, and essentially who can call and what calls are made. So this was a little bit on Skype for Business. It's a really popular solution for meetings and conferences in-house. So let's go over another big part of Office 365 is the ability to share and collaborate and sync documents and working with data and documents. So when we're doing that, we're talking about OneDrive. OneDrive is Microsoft's solution for file storage and sharing through cloud. So OneDrive is my place for collaborating with others, sharing documents with others. It's where I keep track of my files and be able to use them from anywhere and on any device. I can use it on my phone, my tablet. I don't have to have my laptop, my work laptop handy with me. I don't have to take it everywhere. All I do is I log onto Office, go onto my OneDrive, and I have access to all my files and any files that have been shared with me, any folders or any data that's that I can look at. And you can obviously go into permissions, and you can manage who sees what. You can share with specific people. I can, for example, share with only me. So these are documents that only I can see and I can only access. There's drag and drop here, so you don't have to upload. For example, if you want to upload from your device, you can just drag and drop straight into the browser, and it'll upload your document or your file. And you have everything from Excel, PowerPoint, Word. Non-Office files are also included. The only thing is that when you add in, for example, a Word file, for example, let's say I wanted to create a new one, right? So I can create new Word document, Excel workbook, PowerPoint presentation, OneNote, or Excel survey. I can create it right from my browser. So click New, and you click Word, and you can create a document straight from your browser. So you don't need to have Office installed on your desktop. You can just use it straight from the browser. So this is my test or demo. And you can see something interesting if you've noticed up top. It says saving. So It's very intuitive. Um, it'll save your documents as you're working. So for example, I'm sure many of you have faced this problem before. You're working on a document, you're working on a file, and it closes or it crashes and you lose everything. So with Office Online, and they've done a lot to improve getting old data back on your Office on your device. But with Office Online, it's continuously saving, so that way you don't have to remember, oh, okay, I should save, I should save. You don't have to worry about losing all the important things that you've typed out over the last hour or so, and then having to go back in and retype. So this works with all apps, and it's very helpful. You can share with other people, and you essentially get the same features that you do with Office on the desktop. For example, tell me what you want is something new that was attached to Office 2016. So you have it in Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and basically it allows you to do lookup functions. For example, let's say I wanted to leave a comment. So it'll give you options for placing new comments. So you can put a new comment here. Let's say I wanted to, okay, so try add a table, so I can add tables. So essentially, if you're looking for some kind of functionality or inserting something into your document and you don't remember where it was within this layout, you can essentially search for it, and it'll give you options based off what you searched for, and you can just click on the option that you searched for instead of having to go through and find it yourself. So I know it can be a little bit difficult finding everything in Office or Excel. Excel has so many more options, functions, and all you have to do is tell it what you want to do, and it'll help you find that specific thing. So I can also save this on my desktop, download it as a PDF or any other type of file, ODT file, so I can use for later. So it says, where's the save button? There's no save button because we're automatically saving your document. So there you go. So essentially Microsoft is also saying that they save your documents so that way you don't have to. And it does it very frequently too. It's a very great feature. And so I hope you noticed that I can, like I said earlier, I can access my apps from anywhere. So I'm in my document and I want to go back to OneDrive. So I can just click on my app and I'm going back to OneDrive now. So I don't have to go back or click the back button and worry about my files or open tab. Essentially, I can just go back to my app suite and then go into my apps that I'm looking for. So with this, I can create new files. I can choose the applications here. I can upload from my desktop files or folders. I can sync, and I can share with other people. There are those that are shared with me, recent, recycle bin. So you get all these things. You can also change the view that you're looking at your files or the grid. So you can use it in grid view or thumbnail view, sorting, and groups. So groups have been added here too, and then you can create new groups for this too. But essentially, I guess I have my groups. I'm not supposed to show this, but I will. So this is my Project X group, my secret Project X group that I'm working on. New technology, secret technology. I'm joking. So I made this as a demo to show you guys how you can use groups. And groups is a very it's a major part of Office 365 that's been integrated to all these apps to help you work and collaborate with other people within your organization. So it's just a group. In essence, it's more than that. So if you're thinking it's just okay, so it's a new group. So I recently created this new group to work with others, but to know that what I can do in terms of excelling and the efficiency of how I work with my group and how I excuse me, share documents with them. And so basically groups, you can think of it as the new sites. When you set up a new group, you're essentially, let's say, you can think of it as setting up a new SharePoint site. So with this, I have the ability to work with others on specific things. I can chat with them. This is my group in OneDrive. So here I can go in and drag and drop documents and share with them. I can have conversations with them. It's also integrated with calendar, so I can set up meetings, conferences if I wanted to with them. So there's a lot that you can do with groups. Let me just show you. If I go into Delve and boards, no, okay, video. Okay, so you can go into your people. So people is essentially your contacts. So, and it's similar to how it's been before. You can add in people, and you can add them to your group. You can create new groups. So this is the contacts page. Sorry about this. It's loading. It likes to take its own time. Okay, so this is my contacts and the contacts I've added, and I can go in and add them. I can discover new groups, create new groups, but essentially through contacts, you can manage your groups, and here I can add new members. I'm a member. Here we can go through and find out what this group is about, so secret projects in the future. So we all like to work on new innovative technology, right? So this is my Project X group for that, which I will use in the future. It's guaranteed. But in groups, you can have conversations. Like I said, you can pull up calendars. And this is my Project X calendar that I can work on and make meetings and schedule and organize everything with my specific contacts that I'm working with. Oh, and if you guys have any questions, go ahead and comment, place a comment, or you can even raise your hand. There's a little option for you to raise your hand in the GoToWebinar side panel. So go ahead and just place your comments, and then we'll get to that as quickly as we can. And then at the end of it, we also have a Q&A, or you can email. So go ahead and ask questions if you have any questions. So this is, so where were we? Groups. Yes, so groups is amazing. I love this. This is a very good feature that Microsoft included in Office 365. So like I said, I have the ability to work with on specific things with a specific amount, specific people that I want to work with. I can chat with them, use the calendar to set meetings, organize my files, and even connect with other apps such as Twitter. So if you know of Nintex, Nintex has connectors. Essentially, you can connect your workflow to third-party apps, and so with connectors, you get something similar. In essence, it's a way for you to connect through different third-party apps, Airbrake, Aha, Asana, Bitbucket, Breaking News, Chatra. So we have a lot of options that allow you to add in more functionality. For example, you can use Champ to see if you're working on Salesforce. So you can use that to see when your deals have closed within Salesforce. So you have all these apps to work with. MailChimp is here too if you're working with MailChimp, but you have Outlook, so that's great. MailChimp is another service for sending out emails. So if you're sending mass emails, let's say you have an email newsletter, you can keep a track of that within Office 365 through your groups. Twitter, so you have social media options too. You can receive tweets. You can keep a track of your tweets. So if you're working on a group that's more for marketing, then you can keep a track of all your marketing options, Twitter and Facebook and whatnot. Trello. You can use Trello. I love this. They've added so much integration with what I like to call dark apps, so underground apps. So Trello is not really an underground app, but it's an app to manage your to-do list and tasks in one place. So you do get that option in Office 365 too. You can have your tasks, for example. You can set up tasks for via your Outlook. So you get this option too. But essentially with groups, you can add in all these amazing apps to help you define your specific groups, but also enhance the way you work. And if you realize it's kind of a theme with Office 365 to be able to do more than what's offered essentially out of the box. So you can add in all these apps and all these great features to help you work better, collaborate better, connect with all these other services to make it easier for you to work, instead of having you to go through, I don't have to log into Twitter anymore. I can just do that straight from my Groups app on Office 365. I can chat with them through Groups, organize and share files through Groups, use Notebook through Groups. So I can do all of this just from this Groups app. So it's a very convenient thing that they've added, and you get all these awesome connectors. So in essence, it's kind of the same, but you can connect and integrate with all these services. But at the core, if you go to, let's say, OneDrive, then you can essentially see all the files that you've shared from Dell, OneDrive, SharePoint, sites, groups, directly uploaded to OneDrive. So you don't have to do a lot of navigating. Everything is right there for you to use. With files, if I click on, for example, excuse me, if I click on, let's say, this file, I can open it on SharePoint Online, or Office 365, so I can open it in PowerPoint Online or open it in my desktop PowerPoint. I can share it. I can get the link to it to send it to somebody else. I can download it, delete, move to, copy to, rename. And I love this version history. So you can keep a track of version history of your files. So you don't have to go through and see, okay, is this the latest version, and which one, when was it modified, and actually be able to keep a track of all your files from OneDrive. And you can do this from SharePoint Online too, but like I said, this is also a common theme, that you should be able to do all these things through one app instead of having to navigate all around and get lost or waste time jumping through different apps or different sites. So I've been talking about SharePoint. So SharePoint Online is also integrated with Office 365. It's the online version of SharePoint. So if you don't know what SharePoint is, I'm going to go to it right now. SharePoint is Microsoft's collaboration platform, and it's mainly available. It's been mainly available on-premise on your own servers, but now it's available online on Office 365. So think sites and lists and libraries. So this is my team site for SharePoint Online, and here I have my team site to collaborate with my colleagues, my team. I have my documents where I can upload documents, my notebook, my lists and libraries. So essentially, SharePoint Online is very similar to SharePoint 2013 with a few new features. For example, sharing and syncing, uploading straight to OneDrive. They did. Microsoft did recently come out with SharePoint 2016, which shares a hybrid integration with Office 365. So essentially, it's all melded into one environment, so that way you don't have to jump into different platforms, and you're essentially having to relearn. So you don't have to relearn. It's all essentially the same for you to jump right in and use it. So here are all my docs that I can use straight from SharePoint. I can create new, upload. So I have my sites, my lists, my libraries, all available online. You can have your intranet, extranet, collaboration sites. You can create it to collaborate, share, increase work efficiency within your business, share and collaborate on documents with your libraries, keep a track of useful information, make lists for just about anything. You can edit from here, no need to use desktop online, add metadata, tag them, share them. It's all SharePoint that you get online via Office 365. So if you ever use SharePoint, you have your site content, so it's pretty much the same. You can add your apps, so you have custom apps that you can add in, but you also have your templates, so you get all your templates that you get with SharePoint on-prem, document library, form library, wiki page library, which is very useful, by the way. Contacts, so contacts and tasks. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. These are the apps that you use very, very frequently. You also get data connection library, and then you have your noteworthy apps here, custom list, tasks, site mailbox, document library. So pretty much it's very similar. You can add your subsites, create subsites from site contents, which is what we got in SharePoint 2013, which was a change from SharePoint 2010. So in SharePoint 2010, we didn't have apps. We had to do it another way. With SharePoint 2013, it became easier for admins to go in and create new sites or lists or libraries, essentially making it easier for you to work and saving a lot of time and not having to go through and even configuration and setting is much easier now with SharePoint Online and SharePoint 2016. So this was our SharePoint environment, SharePoint Online, and one of the things they've done is they've added sites. So if you go to, for example, earlier I went to sites. So if I'm, for example, if I click follow, right? If you have a lot of sites and you want to follow those sites and keep a track of all your important sites, let's say I'm following 3 sites very frequently, and I don't want to go through the navigation and find the site or go to the link. I can go to sites, and in the sites app, essentially you get all your followed sites. So that way you don't have to go through and navigate. You can just click on the site that you want, that you're following and that you want to work on, and straight from this app right here. It even shows you recent sites that you accessed and recommended sites that you should use, for example, the CRM site or Visio site, popular sites within your organization that you have access to. So once again, you can set in permissions to make sure that user A has access to this, user B has access to this. So there are some sites that you can't access. So the ones that you do, you get recommendations for them, recent sites that were maybe uploaded or created for you to use if some sites have been shared with you, and again, sites that you've followed. So this is SharePoint Online, and another thing that I want to go over is very new is Yammer. So this is my Yammer. Yammer is a new social collaboration for businesses. Whoa, time went by fast, so I'm going to try to go a little bit quickly through this. So this is their SharePoint, online collaboration, in-house and external too. Basically, it's like Facebook or MySpace, but for businesses. So here you can post what you're working on. You can have polls, or you can praise others. You can follow. You can find new suggestions. Here we have all the posts that were posted. We have contacts, so you can write in replies. You can there's hashtags for you to follow them. You can like and share. Essentially, what Yammer was pitched as was employees that wanted to work on different projects. Like, let's say there's a project that you're working on, and you're there's a new trend in businesses that the work that you're doing is the work that you're doing, but let's say you want to spend at least 10 to 20% of your work time in the day to work on things that you're passionate about. So if there's a new project, let's say somebody's building a spaceship within my company, hopefully one day, and I love spaceships, I love space, and if I want to work on it, and I saw in a post here that, hey, we're working on a spaceship, and you can even invite people to work with you. But essentially, if I thought, oh, I can contribute in this, I can join in and say, hey, I know a solution to this problem that you're having. I know this marketing solution, or some a solution for that specific project. I can go in and start working on it through Yammer. So it's a way for you to communicate and build a social environment in your company, to allow your employees to work better with themselves. And essentially it just creates a better culture for your employees, to allow them to work on different projects or communicate with different people. You can create groups, discover groups, like, share, reply, all that. So essentially this is your online social media platform for businesses. And Yammer isn't just connected to SharePoint or Office 365. You can add it to Salesforce, your own site. They have extensions. They've opened up their APIs. So Microsoft really wants you to use Yammer. And another thing about groups is that it's very interesting. I'm just going to go over this a little bit. It's kind of a speculation on my part, but I just want you to see what I'm seeing. And what I'm seeing is that they're pushing groups, and in groups you can also chat and converse like you do in Yammer. So I'm thinking that Yammer might be integrated into groups as well, very efficiently. So we might be seeing that in the near future. So this is the social media platform for Office 365 and a host of different, or actually Microsoft now. So we don't want to just say Office 365, right? One of the other things that they've included in Office 365 is Delve. So this uses Office 365 Office Graph, which is an intelligent search engine, or it allows for better suggestion and better crawling of data. Office Graphs is pretty big and a cornerstone of Office 365. It offers many things. In essence, it links together all the things that you do, what you've worked on, who you've interacted with, which sites you've on. It takes a lot of data to personalize and offer suggestions and relevant data just for you. So this is for me. These are my sites. This is what I'm working on. If I go to my profile here, I can go back to my documents, see all my documents that I've worked on or have been shared with me. So here you get your profile, and this is also another common theme, that with every app you get a profile. So you're working, in essence, not just the app, but you get a customized and relevant information with every app that you're working on. And with Delve, it's the same thing. I can go through and add in my favorites, favorite sites, everything that I've worked on. There's also something new called boards. So if you go through and see all the documents that have been posted, you can add them to a board. So this is kind of like Pinterest. If you ever use Pinterest, you can create boards or add boards. For example, sites is a board. So I click sites, and I can click on this, all these documents, and add them to sites. And what I'll get is my boards, and if I click on sites, then here are all my documents specifically for sites. So if I'm working on a project, or if I'm working on something specific and there are documents just for that project, I can go in and add a board for that project and go in and access everything related to that specific project. You can go in and follow, add all these to your favorites, and essentially you'll get them in your favorites page too. So this is Delve, which is pretty big, that Microsoft has recently pushed out to help users work with data more efficiently. And we also get Power BI. So Power BI is something new that they've added, which allows you to create dashboards with meaningful data. So when we're talking about data, we're talking about Power BI, which is very useful in getting relevant data. You have all this data that you want to represent in some form or another, and this allows you to do that easily. You can connect to data, import files from your local device, OneDrive for Business and Personal, and SharePoint, connect to SQL, Azure SQL database or warehouse, even SSAS. You can share dashboards. You can create all these very meaningful and representative dashboards for you to see data in a new way and really understand it and see where some things are going, who's doing what. This is our sales dashboard, so we can see everything in sales. Gross margins, total revenue, number of customers. We can add the data sets to reports. We can share, get data, add in tiles. We can add in favorites for specific dashboards that you have. So when I do favorite, I can just access this specific dashboard from my favorites list. So favorites is also another theme in Office 365. Allow you to see all your data and all the information, sites or dashboards straight from your favorites page. So this is Power BI, and it's a very useful way to see data in a new way. We also get video. Video is something new. I love videos. Videos is like YouTube for my business. So for my company, when we're making videos, and let's say we have training videos that we want other employees to see and watch before they start working on something, or if they need to learn something, then this is our in-house solution for video sharing and streaming. So here are all my videos, and essentially you can watch these videos. For example, let's say that we had the Discover SharePoint 2016 webinar, and let's say that employees within our organization want to see that. You can watch it straight from your browser, like YouTube or any other browser video platform. And so this is my Discover SharePoint 2016 webinar that we had, which was great. And if you want this webinar and you want the video, why don't you message me, and I can actually send this one to you too. It'll be great, no problem. So I can watch my videos from here. I can share them. Email videos, I can download them, see the statistics. Essentially, this is my in-house video option for uploading and sharing videos within the company. I can create channels. I can subscribe to channels or follow them. My favorites channels that I mostly watch videos from. So we have QKGroups here. We have all our trending videos and videos that we think you should watch. So the best part is that this is all done for you. You don't have to build anything. You can use this video portal, and it works. It's available on all your players on multiple devices, and you can use the app to record videos on your phone, then upload them straight to video portal. So you don't have to go in and use other services like, for example, Camtasia. You can have your training videos uploaded here, and it makes everything so easy to access and manage. And it's a great resource repository for knowledge. So Microsoft has done a lot of work to help companies find one place where they would need everything, access to everything, OneDrive, SharePoint, Yammer, Office 365, Skype for Business, Calendar, Outlook, videos, graphs with Power BI. Everything is there. Even rights management here. Rights management service or information rights management service allows you to protect documents in your SharePoint site and OneDrive. It prevents documents from being printed that shouldn't be, stops emails that are being forwarded that shouldn't be. It works at that level to stop certain things that compromise security, prevents users from downloading certain files. They've also added compliance. There's a compliance center that allows admins to control and essentially audit users and see what they're and audit what they're doing, control what they're doing, what files they're sharing, and more. There's also e-discovery center that allows users to search and discover even for specific products or documents, which we get with Delve and SharePoint. Search has been very optimized to help you find documents faster and provide the relevant information that you're looking for. So you can find particular related documents and freeze them. So there's a lot of new features that they've added in Office 365. So like I said, email and shared calendars, online file sharing for small, medium-sized, large businesses. You can get online services, but you don't have to worry about patching or support, backups, connectivity issues. So you can therefore manage your IT more easily on Office 365 than you would on-premise. Lower costs, offload exchange, improved security, access to better technology, new updates, enhanced technology. If it's updated into Office 365, they'll let you know. So essentially, it's all available to you via browser. So Office 365 is a new way to work. It's a new way to share and collaborate with people. There are parts that learn from you to help you work better and more efficiently. So it's not just a place to share your files only, it's a place to work better. There are hybrid solutions. So you don't have to choose between just cloud or on-prem. For example, you can integrate SharePoint 2016 with Office 365 OneDrive, and you can use Office 365 features such as Delve, which are rolling out for SharePoint 2013 also, and SharePoint 2016 to work with those on-prem SharePoint environments. Yammer you can use on your SharePoint 2016 environment too. So a lot of Office 365 features are being integrated into on-prem for a hybrid solution too. So you can choose, you have a lot of different options, but if you want to work straight from the cloud and have everything that you need accessed from anywhere on any device, then Office 365 is the way to go. It has all these apps for you to use. So we're going to stick around for a few questions if we have any left, and then we'll also see you next time at another webinar. And I did put the discount code here if you want to, buy Office 365 or you have any requirements that you want to send to us. I've added the email for you to send your requirements if you have any sales questions, and if you want to use that discount code for 10% off, go ahead and use it right now. It's available for you guys, and I would highly take advantage of at least getting to know Office 365. We can even set you up with a trial if you want to, no problem. So this was the Office 365 webinar, showing you the potential of Office 365 working online, on the cloud, very beneficial. So thank you for joining, and I hope you enjoyed the webinar. So let's just go through some of the chat questions here.
Unmuted.
Great, thank you for your questions. If you have any questions later on and you want to ask them, go ahead and send me an email. I'm also putting another email that you guys in the chat that you can send an email to. And just go ahead and shoot me an email for any questions that you have. And we are also having webinars every other week. We have webinars for Office 365 and Intex, migration, compliance. So be sure to keep an eye out for our next webinars, and I will send you links to that too if you want to join. Go right ahead. This is a place to learn and explore new things. Thank you guys for joining, and we'll see you next time. Hope you have a great day, guys.